So hello friends, today we will discuss about the introduction of sociology, and specifically the topic which is we are going to discuss is modernity and social changes in Europe and emergence of sociology. This is the agenda for today. Well, this topic is very interesting as it tells you about how the discipline of sociology emerged, and in this first we will talk about the modernization, specifically what is modernization and what changes that leads to the modernization in Europe, and how those particular changes are responsible for the emergence of sociology. So we have many thinkers which we will be studying in this particular subject, like Emile Durkheim, Max Weber, Merton, and many more. So if we talk about this emergence of sociology, then first we have to look out at what is modernization and how these changes bring about the modernization in the society. Okay, so the concept of modernization is mainly developed by two persons. One is the Max Weber and second is Emile Durkheim. So both of them are sociologists, not sociologists completely, but still we will look at these two thinkers when we go in detail about their personal lives and how they have transited from one discipline to another. So rational transformation. Max Weber talked about the rational transformation, and this transformation he talked about in his writings, and he talked about the three aspects of this modernity. One is the social aspect, second aspect is the economic aspect, and third is the political aspects of society. Okay, so in this context it means that shift to greater efficiency means when things become more calculative, efficient and more predictable. So here he is talking about the industrialization. Weber said that rise of industrial society in Europe is process of rationalization, that is the rational transformation. So he connected the rational transformation or rationalization to the emergence of sociology. So as he called this, rationalization are the things that are moving towards the greater efficiency. So in this context, modernization refers to those changes which are associated with industrial society, as industrial society was fast changing at the time of industrial revolution. So there are so many things, like if you look at the emergence of different social sciences including sociology, public administration, psychology, they all have their origin in the industrial revolution. So we will not be talking about the industrial revolution and the how industrial revolution has changed the course of action, and in the Cold War scenario, when the USSR after Second World War was occupying the Western countries. So we will not see that particular aspect in details, but still the emergence of all the social sciences leads in the Industrial Revolution and basically French Revolution. So now we will briefly discuss about the contents of the modernization. So let's talk about the economic aspects. In economic aspects, it is the replacement of subsistence agrarian economy by an industrial market economy, or we can say that the subsistence agrarian economy all of you knows what is subsistence agrarian economy. Means the feudal system or the main occupation of the people was related to agriculture, and then it is followed by the industrial market economy. In market economy, the market forces decides the prices and everything. So market economy means more industrialization, more freedom to the markets, and so when industrial society develops, it involves changes at various levels. So when actually both these things are interrelated. When industrial revolution takes place, then the industry changes and it associate other changes with it. Like industrial society develops, it involves changes at various levels like social, economic, political changes, and which is all referred to as modernization. So today third world countries like ours, India, it's not exactly a third world, but still we are a developing country. So we are also changing in the same direction. Like we have followed by the economical reforms and then industrialization takes place, the market economy. Well, in the starting we have followed the socialistic patterns at the time of Jawaharlal Nehru. But slowly and slowly we are moving towards the greater efficiency and openness in the market, and like we have opened FDI investments. So in that way we are opening our markets for the rest of the world, so that we can get infused with the foreign investments and all. So when we talk about the economic thing, then subsistence economy is changed to the industrial economy, and market economy is where the production is organized primarily to sell in the market to generate profit. So it is a profit incentive thing, this market economy. But subsistence economy is only to satisfy the local needs. Only to satisfy the local needs of the people. Okay. So as the technology advances, the production category changes and the market-oriented production happens. With this, monetization of economy for general purpose money became the medium of exchange. So this means that when we have when the world was converted to from subsistence economy to the market economy, then when world has changed from subsistence to market economy, then the profit oriented things happened and people started to work towards meritocratic society, you can say. And socially it leads to the mobility in the society. So the agrarian societies were rigidly hierarchical, but industrial societies are open and mobile, as I already told you, and there is increase in social and geographic mobility of the people. People moved from rural areas to urban areas and gave rise to conditions for urbanization and modernization. And in industrial society, someone born poor can become rich. Like in India, before independence, if you born in a caste, you die in a caste. So the mobility is there. Now if you born, there are two kinds of mobilities in sociological terms. One is vertical mobility and another one is horizontal mobility. We will look at these details when we go when we learn some more concepts related to sociology. So but like Dhirubhai Ambani, so in an industrial society he born poor and he died rich. So modern societies in this way are mobile societies where one can born poor and become rich over the period of time, or they are meritocratic societies. So in fact, one American sociologist said the degree of modernity in society can be measured by how many thousand kilometers of roads and railways network is there. So this means if some place is isolated and is not connected with the rest of the world or with different industrial states, then there is no modernity. Well, this is a very basic common sense thing, because if connectivity is there to some town A, then it is obviously well developed than town B, which has no connectivity to it. So more roads, more highways, more industries, more connectivity means more modernization and more rational transformation in terms of sociology. So more modernity gives rise to more rational transformation, and intellectually it means the scientific and secular outlook. Well, this is also a very important point. Scientific and secular outlook. So secular doesn't mean that religion disappears completely. Secular doesn't mean that religion disappears completely, but it means that it becomes a private affair for the people. Now religion becomes a private affair means that religion disappears completely from the society, doesn't disappear, but it means that religion does not shape your outlook for social life. Rather, it is based on rational humanistic ideas. Ideas which are means that are ideas which are based on human reason, humanism and growth of science. So this basic knowledge is not religion but science. So we can see that in terms of secular outlook, the outlook is secular, means there is no one particular religion, no particular religion, but why, what, and rational questions start to emerge. So it helps us in developing the scientific outlook of the people. Scientific outlook of the people. Right? Monarchical or other type of rule like headship kingdoms gave way to democratic form of government, where the most important principle in democracy was the basis of legitimacy of the rule lies in the consent of the ruler. So with the rise of this industrial production in Europe, this is how the society changes, and it results of the changes gave rise to secular state and gave rise to a secular society. So still India is in progress of modernization. We are not completely modernized. We are modernized politically, like the democracy is a kind of modernization. So we have politically modernized, but socially and economically we are still very far away. On the other side, China is still not politically modernized, but it is modernized in terms of social and economic aspects to some extent. But in Korea is recently modernized politically. So the process of modernization was not smooth. Well, this is a law that if some changes is to taking place, change always comes with some effect and some consequences. So change is never easy. So we can say the process of modernization is also not easy. It comes with some effects. Process of modernization. Well, there was so much bloodshed at the time of French Revolution, at the time of Industrial Revolution, and so crisis of modernity gave to sociology. Well, this is a very good saying, that the crisis of modernity gives rise to the discipline of sociology. So there were many crises, and the image of the West which we have today, a very tranquil society without any instability, is actually after a very long crisis. So those societies are not like this, they are not stable. There are so many things which had happened there, and So if we dig out deeper, then the full 19th century is the time of coercions, and first half of 20th century, World War and was fought in Europe, this French Revolution, and so this change was developed by great violence, and is developed a crisis. So after every, so the crisis of modernity is the thing which gives to the rise of the discipline of sociology. And the feudal order breakdown happened because of emergence of trade route discovered by Marco Polo, and then followed by the new technological advancement which was infused by the Chinese, like the invention of paper, which leads to the printing of money, and magnetic compass in sailing, and gunpowder. So these are some of the very good advancements which have taken place in at that time, which encourage people to have a rational mindset, and to conquest and to explore new things. And so finally these breakthroughs increased trade, and materialistic phase began in Europe. So now if we sum up, then we can say that the emergence of sociology was because of some good reasons, in a nutshell, like the Industrial Revolution. Revolution was one of the reasons which led to the emergence of sociology. But the second thing we can say, the advancements of science and technology. Advancements of science and technology is another reason which can be related to the Industrial Revolution, or both of them are supplementary to each other. Third is there is a rational transformation. Rational transformation means people started asking the question of why, how, what, and they questioned that particular order which was prevalent at that time. So for example, if we say that at that time, in UK, I think there was an epidemic of plague, and then church issued a notice that this is because of your sins. Plague is because of your sins. But then after the scientific achievements, scientists found out the reason as something else. So people, instead of going to the church or believing in the church, they started following science. So science was able to give answers to the questions which were unexplained by the religion. So this was one of the things where people started to question the different aspects, and in a broader way, like how and what. So it also gave emergence to the different factions in the society, and hence give to the discipline of sociology. So these are some of the reasons which we have discussed, and actually this topic is very large, and I will be uploading some other videos as well, where we can discuss that how sociology is different from science, and how science has contributed to the sociology, and how religion, and so there are different aspects. But in a nutshell, we have discussed that how this modernization, rational transformation, and this modernization, the advancement of science, and industrial revolution, these all reasons have contributed indirectly or directly to the emergence of sociology. Thank you.